that developing story we just alerted to you, I was just showing you that video. It's new surveillance footage obtained by Allie Bradley, the Dallas ICE shooting. Allie joins us now. So we showed a little bit of this, Allie, but the context from you would tell us exactly what we are looking at. Tell us.
Yeah, hey Connell. So those two vans were transport vans that were outside of the Sally Port there at the Dallas ICE field office facility where they bring people in to process them. You could literally see officers running and ducking for cover behind those vans and then ushering in shackled detainees. I counted at least 8 individuals that were ushered into that facility. Now we know 3 detainees were shot, 1 of them was killed, 2 were left in critical condition. And you could see they really couldn't get out of those vehicles likely by themselves. You had to have those agents go back and help them out, and that's exactly what we saw when they're ushering them into that facility. You could see all-out terror and panic in the faces of those detainees as they were being ushered into that ICE facility, some of them even with blood on them as they're being ushered into that facility. But again, where that Sally Port was, it looks very different from other ICE field offices that I've seen before. A lot of times vans go into a gated facility and that gate closes behind them and you can't really see beyond that gate. There's usually some kind of barricade, some kind of cloth that's covering those gates. But at that facility specifically, that is not what they have there. They literally have a wide open parking lot. We know the shooter was shooting from a high ground about 450 feet away down into that parking lot, and that is where those vans were sitting, kind of sitting ducks right there because they didn't have a gated area to go into. They were outside of that fenced area, that Sally Port right there that was right around those vans. It's a foot gate. Somebody can come and go on foot. It's not a gate that they're going through in a vehicle. So you watch this happening and you watch those officers duck for cover there, but then they get up quickly and they go and they help those detainees and usher them inside. Kind of a harrowing act there. But again, you saw those detainees. They were cuffed, they were shackled. Now when it comes to those detainees, the ones that I've seen that were shackled were individuals who had criminal history, or they were trying to resist arrest or running from law enforcement, and that's why they had those chains around their ankles as well. So those individuals were likely targeted arrests from earlier on in the day. It tracks with the timeline. They usually go out and make apprehensions very, very early on. So if this happened around 6:45 in the morning, it would make sense that those individuals might have been leaving for work. ICE made those apprehensions and was transporting those some 11 or so people back in 2 different vans. And around that time frame, that happens every day like clockwork. They come in and they transport individuals around that time. So that shooter might have had some inside information, might have been kind of casing the facility for a couple of days and known that that was a pattern of behavior, Connell. So that's exactly what we see play out there. And we see those officers again ushering in detainees. Some of them may even have been injured. There was one guy who looked like an injury to the side of his head in that video. But again, I counted at least 8 that were being ushered into that facility. We know 1 detainee was killed by 29-year-old shooter Joshua John on Wednesday morning here, Connell.
Yeah, this is great reporting, Allie, because it's now we can kind of get a sense for the first time of what everybody was dealing with in real time. I've heard it described before, but now you really get a sense. We're going to come back to this throughout the show, but new surveillance video obtained by Allie Bradley of the Dallas shooting. Man, you could see it in some of their faces, too, and the panic as they were trying to get back inside the facility. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.